Hello everyone. It's time to discuss the Toyota RAV4 of the 4th generation. Is this crossover reliable? This crossover didn't get any new engines, all its powertrains were inherited from its predecessor. Most Toyota RAV4 owners are satisfied with this vehicle, as it is truly reliable and durable. However, this doesn't mean I have nothing to say about it. Perhaps a malfunction I'll discuss here might happen to your car, or it might be something to watch out for in the crossover you plan to buy. The body paint and corrosion protection are fairly standard for a young Japanese car. Owners notice that the paint gets scratched quickly. If stones hit the hood, the paint chips turn rusty but don't blister. However, if stones hit the roof panel, corrosion develops faster there, causing blistering. The headlamp lenses on pre-facelift models quickly became cloudy due to sandblasting. A yellowish tint could appear at around 50,000 kilometers, depending on road conditions. The rear lights tend to fog up slightly, which is a purely cosmetic issue. In frosty weather, moisture inside the lights can create beautiful patterns. Dust and even insects can get into the rear lights because there are uncovered technological openings in the light housings. Some RAV4s experienced hood vibration while driving, caused by the adhesive sealant between the hood frame reinforcement and the upper part of the hood drying out. This creates a gap, eliminating support for the top layer of the hood, which then gets pushed down by the airflow. The problem can be fixed simply by applying something like thick glass adhesive in the gap between the frame and the hood's upper part. It's not uncommon for the Toyota RAV4 of the 4th generation to have an increased gap between the fender and the bumper, right in front of the headlight lens. This gap can appear after any contact with obstacles, whether on the road or off-road. The windshield is quite fragile and can easily crack from flying stones. A common issue with the Toyota RAV4 is the short lifespan of the door stoppers. The stoppers wear out, causing the doors to swing open and shut without resistance. New stoppers cost between $60 and $90. Now, let's move to the interior. The Toyota RAV4 is not a Lexus, especially since the Lexus NX is built on the same platform. The interior plastic here is hard and easily scratched with rough handling. Furthermore, during the warranty period, the steering wheels were replaced under warranty because the leather wrapping would wear out within 2 to 3 years, especially at the seams and areas of frequent hand contact. The inner trims around the rear side windows were also replaced under warranty because they detached from the headliner. Additionally, the paint on the interior door handles trims wears off and dissolves. This depends on usage, but often these handles are either repainted or still have worn spots. All engines of the Toyota RAV4 were inherited from the predecessor. They all have aluminum cylinder blocks with open deck designs, timing chains, naturally aspirated gasoline engines with direct injection, and hydraulic valve lifters. The 2.0-liter gasoline engines 3ZR differ slightly before and after the facelift. The pre-facelift 3ZR FE had a valve-o-matic system for continuously variable valve lift control, but this system was removed after the facelift. The valve-o-matic system caused many expensive issues, having been improved about 10 times. The timing chain in 3ZR engines lasts approximately 200,000 kilometers. The original water pump began to leak at around 90,000 kilometers and sometimes needed to be replaced under warranty. The original pump costs $130, with an aftermarket option available for $30. Oil leaks can occur, with the most unpleasant being leaks from the cover behind which the timing chain is located. The first signs of oil seepage appear near the chain tensioner. The larger 2.5-liter engine is simply a masterpiece of reliability. Additionally, the 2.5-liter engine is installed with the exhaust manifold facing forward, meaning the exhaust system wraps around the engine oil pan. It feels like the muffler could fall off at any moment. Naturally, on light off-road, it easily contacts the terrain. In the hybrid version, the powertrain is based on the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated engine, 2AR, which is detuned and operates in the economical Miller or Atkinson cycle, depending on preference. A proprietary continuously variable transmission, CVT, is used, combining the power of the internal combustion engine and the electric motor. Another electric motor is installed on the rear axle, making this hybrid nominally all-wheel drive. The electric motors charge and power the 1.6 kilowatt-hours hybrid battery. Legends are told about the reliability of Toyota hybrids, and rightly so. This system can run for 500,000 kilometers without issues or failures, and even longer. Fuel consumption is noticeably lower than the purely gasoline version, and the throttle response is very lively. The suspension of the 4th generation Toyota RAV4 is not very comfortable but is highly durable, depending on operating conditions. The first to wear out are the stabilizer bushings and links, costing $15 and $35, respectively, lasting around 50,000 kilometers in some cases and twice as much in others. The rear stabilizer links puncture the rear lower control arms. On off-road, these extra tips don't act like traction bars but cause many cursing words during removal, especially if bent or hopelessly rusted. Intervention in this suspension is likely needed after 200,000 kilometers. The all-wheel drive transmission of the Toyota RAV4 comes with an automatic, CVT, and manual transmissions with all engines. If something starts making noise at the rear of the all-wheel drive RAV4, it's time to replace the rear axle engagement clutch bearing. This bearing is poorly protected from moisture, can spin in the clutch housing, and wear it out, making it difficult to fit a new bearing properly. If driven with a noise for too long, the bearing can seize and potentially rupture the clutch housing, which costs about $1,000. Addressing these issues with Toyota dealers is usually pointless since the drive shaft and clutch come as single units with no spare. However, in practice, the clutch bearing can be replaced without issues. The all-wheel drive clutch is electromagnetic, with friction plates lubricated by oil from the differential. Regular transmission oil 75W85 is used, with 1 liter enough for both the rear and front angle differentials. The electric steering rack of the 4th generation Toyota RAV4 was replaced under warranty due to knocking within the first few years of production. However, after replacement, no systematic problems were noted. About a third of the owners of this vehicle notice that it quickly wears out its brake discs and pads, with a very short lifespan. The pads last about 40,000 kilometers and the discs about 80,000 kilometers. Additionally, owners note the brake's low efficiency. If you own such a car, be sure to write in the comments about your experiences. Is this the case for you? In general, protect the body from corrosion and treat this car like a versatile vehicle, and it will serve you for a long time.